Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Karina, living Lean Six Sigma, and I believe we're on part 12 on the Airframe FAA study guide, and we're starting with hydraulic and pneumatic power systems. Question: to protect seals from damage when installed over a threaded section, the threaded section should be, answer, covered with a suitable sleeve. Question: which of the following is the most commonly used seal to prevent internal and external leakage in both directions of a hydraulic unit? Answer: O-ring. Question: which of the following allows fluid to flow unimpeded in one direction but prevents fluid flow in the other direction? Answer: check valve. Question: select the valve used in a hydraulic system that directs pressurized fluid to one end of an actuating cylinder and simultaneously directs return fluid to the reservoir from the other end. Answer: selector. A selector valve. Question: what function does the absolute pressure regulator perform in the pneumatic power system? Answer: regulates the compressor inlet air to provide a stabilized source of air for the compressor. Question: true, false, number 1 and number 2. Number 1. Relief valves are used in pneumatic systems as damage preventing units. Number 2. Check valves are used in both hydraulic and pneumatic systems. Answer: both are true. Question: one of the distinguishing characteristics of an open center selector valve used in a hydraulic system is that, answer, fluid flows through the valve in the off position. Question: what type of packings should be used in hydraulic components to be installed in system containing skydrol? Answer: packing material made for ester-based fluids. Question: relief valves are used in pneumatic systems. Answer: as damage prevention units. Note, they are installed to protect the system from excessive pressure buildup that can be caused by thermal expansion or by compressor power system malfunction. Question: an aircraft pneumatic system which incorporates an engine-driven multi-stage reciprocating compressor also requires, answer, a moisture separator. Question: the removal of air from an aircraft hydraulic system is generally accomplished, answer, by operating the various hydraulic components through several cycles. Question: pneumatic systems utilize, answer, relief valves. This one's a trick question because they're going to throw in thermal and shutter valves, but your answer is relief valves. Question: the component in the hydraulic system that is used to direct the flow of fluid is the, answer, selector valve. Select the direction. Question: what type of selector valve is one of the most common used in hydraulic systems to provide for simultaneous flow of fluid into and out of a connected actuating unit? Answer: a 4-port closed center selector valve. 4-port closed center. Question: what is the purpose of using backup rings with O-rings in hydraulic systems above 1,500 psi? Answer: to prevent high pressure from extruding the seals between the moving and stationary parts. Question: the purpose of the pressure regulator in a hydraulic system is to, answer, Maintain system operating pressure within a predetermined range and to unload the pump. Question. A flexible sealing element subject to motion is A. Answer. Packing. Note, a gasket is a flexible sealing element that is not subject to motion. So that's the difference. It's a trick question. Question. Which characteristic apply to aircraft hydraulic systems? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So your answer is minimum maintenance requirements, lightweight, and simple to inspect. So 1, 2, and 4. Question. If a rigid tube is too short for the flare to reach its seat before tightening, pulling it into place by tightening, answer, may distort the flare. Question. The installation of a new metal hydraulic line should be made with, answer, enough bends to allow the tube to expand and contract with temperature changes and to absorb vibration. Question. Extrusion of an O-ring seal is prevented in high-pressure systems by the use of a, answer, backup ring on the side of the O-ring away from the pressure. Question. What is one advantage of a piston-type hydraulic motor over electric motors? Answer. There is no fire hazard if the motor is stalled. Question. Generally, the first step in removing an accumulator from an aircraft is to, answer, relieve system pressure. Yeah, you don't want to work on anything pressurized, right? So. Question. Refer to the figure. The AN flare tube fitting is referred in which picture? Answer. You're thinking flare, right? Something that has a flare on it. Your options are between these two because of the cone, and your answer is this one because it has the neck on it. Okay. An AN flared tube fitting is shown, and it differs because of the unthreaded portion of the fitting between the end of the threads and the flare cone. Question. Refer to the next figure. Which illustration shows the correct spiral for Teflon backup rings? Ooh. Okay. All right, answer number 3. Question. If a hydraulic brake system uses neoprene rubber packing materials, the correct hydraulic fluid to service the system is, answer, mineral-based oil. Note, systems using vegetable-based fluids should use natural rubber seals. And then systems using phosphate ester-based fluid should use butyl seals. Question. The internal resistance of a fluid which tends to prevent it from flowing is called, answer, viscosity. Question. What is the viscosity of hydraulic fluid? Answer, the internal resistance of a fluid which tends to prevent it from flowing. Question. Which is a characteristic of petroleum-based hydraulic fluid? Answer, it's flammable under normal conditions. Note, because of the flammability of mineral-based fluid, synthetic fluids have been developed. Question, true or false? Statement 1, statement 2. Number 1, when servicing aircraft hydraulic system, use the type fluid specified in the aircraft manufacturer's maintenance manual or on the instruction plate affixed to the reservoir or unit. Number 2, hydraulic fluids for aircraft are dyed and a specific color for each type of fluid. Answer, both are true. Question, petroleum-based hydraulic fluid is which color? Answer, red. Note, MIL-H-5606 petroleum is dyed red. Question, which of the following is adversely affected by atmospheric humidity if left unprotected? We have 3 options. Option 1 is MIL-H-5606 hydraulic fluid. Option 2 is Skydrill hydraulic fluid. Or number 3 is none of the above. Answer, none of the above. Note, Skydrill phosphate ester-based hydraulic fluid is susceptible to contamination from moisture in the atmosphere, and then containers of Skydrill should be kept tightly closed to prevent this contamination. Question, which is a characteristic of synthetic-based hydraulic fluid? Answer, high flash point. Come here. Okay. Question, which statement about fluids is correct? Answer, all fluids readily transmit pressure. Note, another true comment is all fluids, whether gases or liquids, transmit pressure in a fluid-powered system. Question, 2 types of hydraulic fluids currently being used in civil aircraft are? Answer, mineral base and phosphate ester base. Question, which of the following lists only desirable properties of a good hydraulic fluid that has chemical stability? Answer, low viscosity, high flash point, high fire point. Question, characteristics of MIL-H 8446, which is Skydrill 500 AandP, hydraulic fluid are? Answer, light purple color, phosphate ester base, fire resistant, and you need butyl rubber seals. Butyl rubber seals. Okay. Question, where can information be obtained about the compatibility of fire-resistant hydraulic fluid with aircraft materials? Answer, Fluid Manufacturer's Technical Bulletin. Question, characteristics of MIL-H-5606 hydraulic fluid are? Answer, red in color, petroleum-based, it will burn, and you use synthetic rubber seals. Question, what are the characteristics of MIL-H-7644? Answer, blue in color, vegetable based, will burn, and you use natural rubber seals. Question, if an aircraft hydraulic system requires mineral-based hydraulic fluid, but phosphate ester-based hydraulic fluid is used, what will be the effect in the system? Answer, the system will be contaminated, fluids will not blend, and the seals will fail. Question, what is used to flush a system normally serviced with MIL-H-5606 hydraulic fluid? Answer, naphtha or Varsol. Varsol. Sorry, I butchered that one. Question, components containing phosphate ester-based hydraulic fluid may be cleaned with? Answer, soldered solvent. Note, systems using Skydrill fluid should be flushed with trichloroethylene. Components containing Skydrill fluid can be cleaned with soldered solvent and methane ethyl ketone, MEK, or isopropyl alcohol. Question, How can the proper hydraulic fluid to be used in an airplane be determined? Answer: by consulting the aircraft manufacturer's service manual. Question: phosphate ester-based hydraulic fluid is very susceptible to contamination from? Answer: water in the atmosphere, humidity. That's going to be a trick question. Next question, true, false. Statement number 1, number 2. Number 1, materials which are Skydrol compatible or resistant include most common aircraft metals and polyurethane and epoxy paints. Number 2, Skydrol hydraulic fluid is compatible with nylon and natural fibers. Answer: both are true. Question: the hydraulic component that automatically directs fluid from either the normal source or an emergency source to an actuating cylinder is called? Answer: shuttle valve. Shuttle valve. Question: what is commonly used to connect an emergency source of power and at the same time disconnect the normal hydraulic source from critical parts of a landing gear or wheel braking system for operation, usually when the normal source system fails? Answer: shuttle valve. This one's a trick question, so the answer is shuttle valve. Question: the primary purpose of a hydraulic actuating unit is to transform? Answer: fluid pressure into useful work. Question: the primary function of the flap overload valve is to? Answer: prevent the flap from being lowered at air speeds which would impose excessive structural loads. Question: if it is necessary to adjust several pressure regulating valves in a hydraulic system, what particular sequence, if any, should be followed? Answer: units with the highest pressure settings are adjusted first. You want to bleed off the pressure. Question: if an aircraft constant pressure hydraulic system cycles more frequently than usual and no fluid leakage can be detected, the most probable cause is? Answer: low accumulator air preload. Question: unloading valves are used with many engine-driven hydraulic pumps. To do what? Answer: relieve the pump pressure. Question: what safety device is usually located between the driving unit and hydraulic pump drive shaft? Answer: pump drive coupling shear section. Note that shaft will shear and prevent the pump being further damaged. Question: which valve installed in a hydraulic system will have the highest pressure setting? Answer: thermal relief valve. Question: excluding lines, which components are required to make up a simple hydraulic system? Answer: pump, reservoir, selector valve, and actuator. Question: most variable displacement aircraft hydraulic pumps in use? Answer: contain a built-in means of system pressure regulation. Question: in a gear-type hydraulic pump, a mechanical safety device incorporated to protect the pump from overload is? Answer: shear pin. Question: after installation of a rebuilt hydraulic hand pump, it is found that the handle cannot be moved in the pumping direction, the pressure stroke. The most likely cause is an incorrectly installed answer, hand pump outport check valve. Question. Pressure is a term used to indicate the force per unit area. Pressure is usually expressed in answer, pounds per square inch, PSI. Question. If two actuating cylinders which have the same cross-sectional area but different lengths of stroke are connected to the same source of hydraulic pressure, they will exert, answer, equal amounts of force and will move at the same rate of speed. Question. Using a hand pump, pressure of 100 psi has been built up in a hydraulic system. The hand pump piston is 1 inch in diameter. A 1/2 inch line connects the hand pump to an actuating cylinder 2 inches in diameter. What is the pressure in the line between the hand pump and the actuator? You're going to use Pascal's law, and there's a note. Pressure is the same in all parts of the enclosed system. So your answer will be 100 psi. Question. Heat exchanger cooling units are required in some aircraft hydraulic systems because, answer, high pressures and high rates of fluid flow. Question. Which is true regarding the ground check of a flap operating mechanism which has just been installed? Answer. If the time required to operate the mechanism decreases with successive operation, it indicates the air is being worked out of the system. Question. A hydraulic system operational check during ground roundup of an aircraft indicates that the wing flaps cannot be lowered using the main hydraulic system, but can be lowered by using the emergency hand pump. Which is the most likely cause? Answer. The fluid level in the reservoir is low. Excuse me. Question. Many hydraulic reservoirs contain a small quantity of fluid which is not available to the main system pump. This fluid is retained to, answer, to supply fluid to the auxiliary pumps. To the aux pumps. Question. The unit in a hydraulic system that requires a certain action to be completed before another action can begin is called, answer, sequence valve. Question. Severe kickback of an emergency hydraulic hand pump handled during the normal intake stroke will indicate which of the following? Answer. The hand pump outlet check valve is sticking open. Question. What type of valve in an aircraft hydraulic system permits fluid to flow freely in one direction, but restricts the rate at which fluid is allowed to flow in the other direction? Answer. Orifice check valve. This one's a trick question. Orifice check valve. Question. The main system pressure relief valve in a simple hydraulic system equipped with a power control valve should be adjusted, answer, with the power control valve held in the closed position. Note, a hydraulic power control valve is hand-operated shut-off valve with an automatic turn-on feature, so it must be closed manually. Otherwise, it'll open automatically. Question. Which of the following safeguards ensures proper system operation and mitigates damage to non-metallic components of the hydraulic system? Answer. When adding fluid to a system, use the type specified in the aircraft manufacturer's maintenance manual or on the instruction plate affixed to the reservoir or unit being serviced. Question. A hydraulic accumulator is charged with an air preload of 1000 psi. When a hydraulic system pressure of 3000 psi is developed, the pressure on the air side of the accumulator will be, answer, 3000 psi. Question. How is the air in a hydraulic accumulator prevented from entering the fluid system? Answer. By physically separating the air chamber from the oil chamber with a flexible or movable separator. Note, what they're talking about is a diaphragm, a bladder, or some movable piston. Question. After a hydraulic accumulator has been installed and an air chamber charged, the main system hydraulic pressure gauge will not show a hydraulic pressure reading until, answer, the fluid side of the accumulator has been charged. Question. Which must be done before adjusting the relief valve of a main hydraulic system incorporating a pressure regulator? Answer. Eliminate the action of the unloading valve. Question. Which seals are used with petroleum-based hydraulic fluids? Answer. Buena N. BUNA-N. Buna. Buna N. Bunanen. Bunanen. Question. Seals used with a mineral-based hydraulic fluid are identified by which color? Answer. Blue dot or blue stripe. Question. Let me start that over. Question. The air that is expanded and no longer needed when an actuating unit is operated in a pneumatic system is, answer, exhausted or dumped, usually overboard. Yeah, it's just expelled out. Question. Some hydraulic systems incorporate a device which is designed to remain open to allow a normal fluid flow in the line, but closed if the fluid flow increases above an established rate. This device is generally referred to as, answer, a hydraulic fuse. Question. When hydraulic system pressure control and relief units fail to function properly, how are most systems protected against overpressure? Answer. A shear section on the main hydraulic pump drive shaft. Question. A worn hydraulic pump shaft seal can normally be detected by, answer, hydraulic fluid flowing from the pump drain line. Question. If an engine-driven hydraulic pump of the correct capacity fails to maintain normal system pressure during the operation of a cowl flap actuating unit, the probable cause is, answer, restriction in the pump outlet. Question. Before removing the filler cap of a pressurized hydraulic reservoir, in order to service the system, you must, answer, relieve the air pressure. Question. What happens to the outlet of a constant displacement hydraulic pump when the hydraulic system pressure regulator diverts the fluid from the system to the reservoir? Answer. The output pressure reduces, but the volume remains the same. Question. Hydraulic system accumulators serve which of the following functions? Answer. Dampens pressure surges, supplement the system pump when demand is beyond the pump's capacity, stores power for limited operation of components if the pump is not operating. Question. Chattering of the hydraulic pump during operation is an indication of, answer, that air is entering the pump. Question. Quick disconnect couplings in hydraulic systems provide a means of, answer, quickly connecting and disconnecting hydraulic lines without loss of fluid or entrance of air into the system. Question. Which seal material is used with phosphate ester-based hydraulic fluids? Answer, butyl rubber. Question. A hydraulic pump is a constant displacement type if it, answer, delivers a uniform rate of fluid flow. Question. A hydraulic motor converts fluid pressure to, answer, rotary motion. Question. A cross-flow valve which is designed to bypass fluid from one side of an actuating cylinder to the other side under certain conditions may be found in some aircraft installed in the, answer, landing gear systems. Note, when the landing gear is released from its up locks, its weight causes it to fall, gravity feed, and it falls so rapidly that the fluid cannot fill in behind the piston in the actuating cylinder, and excessive pressure builds up on the opposite side of the piston. The cross-flow valve permits fluid to flow from the upside of the piston to the downside and thus allows the gear to fall more easily with an even motion. Question. Hydraulic fluid filtering elements constructed of porous paper are normally, answer, discarded at regular intervals and replaced with a new filter element. Question. A pilot reports that when the hydraulic pump is running, the pressure is normal. However, when the pump is stopped, no hydraulic pressure is available. This is an indication of, answer, leaking accumulator air valve. Question. If fluid is added to a reservoir in a constant pressure hydraulic system, while the system is pressurized, what will the result be? Can't you guys phrase this differently? The question is phrased weird and I'm just, yeah. Okay. The answer is the fluid level will increase when the system pressure is reduced. Question. In a hydraulic system that has a reservoir pressurized with turbine engine compressor bleed air, which unit reduces the air pressure between the engine and the reservoir? Answer, air pressure regulator. Question. What is the main purpose of a pressurized reservoir in a hydraulic system? Answer, prevent hydraulic pump cavitation. Question. One of the main advantages of Skydraw is its, answer, wide operating temperatures. Note, the range is from negative 65 degrees Fahrenheit to greater than 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Question. Hydraulic fluid reservoirs are sometimes designed with a standpipe in one of the outlet ports in order to assure emergency supply of fluid. The outlet port with the standpipe in it furnishes fluid to the, answer, normal system power pump. Question. An emergency supply of fluid is often retained in the main hydraulic system reservoir by the use of a standpipe. The supply line is connected to the, answer, Inlet of the main hydraulic system. Question. To check the air charge in a hydraulic accumulator, you must answer. Reduce all hydraulic pressure, then observe the reading on the accumulator air gauge. Question. How would the air pressure charge in the accumulator be determined if the engine is inoperative, but the system still has hydraulic pressure? Answer. Operate a hydraulic unit slowly and note the pressure at which a rapid pressure drop begins as it goes towards zero. Question. How many of these seals are used with petroleum-based hydraulic fluid? Answer. Neoprene, Buna, N. Question. Hydraulic system thermal relief valves are set to open at. Answer. Higher pressure than the system relief valve. Question. Chatter in a hydraulic system is caused by. Answer. Air in the system. Question. If hydraulic fluid is released when the air valve core of the accumulator is depressed, it is evidence of. Answer. A ruptured diaphragm or leaking seal. Question. Although dents in the heel of a bend are not permissible, they are acceptable in the remainder of the hydraulic tube, providing they are less than what % of the tube's diameter? Answer. 20%. Question. If the hydraulic system pressure is normal while the engine-driven pump is running, but there is no pressure after the engine has been shut off, this indicates. Answer. No air pressure in the accumulator. Question. The purpose of restrictors in hydraulic systems is to. Answer. Control the rate of movement of hydraulically operated mechanisms. Question. A common cause of slow actuation of hydraulic components is. Answer. Internal leakage in the actuating unit. Question. A loud hammering noise in the hydraulic system having an accumulator usually indicates. Answer. Too low or no preload in the accumulator. Question. Teflon hose that has developed a permanent set from being exposed to high pressure or temperature should. Answer. Not be straightened or bent further. Question. In a typical high-pressure pneumatic system, if the moisture separator does not vent accumulated water when the compressor shuts down, a likely cause is. Answer. Malfunctioning solenoid dump valve. All right, we finished that section, and next we'll be doing cabin atmosphere control systems. So if you haven't yet, please hit your like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.